And we invite you, wherever you are, whether you're at home or whatever, to kick your shoes off and put your feet up and lean back and get yourself a cup of coffee or something and just relax and join us in enjoying some very quiet and romantic and relaxed music for a couple of hours.
You better do what this man right here has said, because, well, about getting a cup of coffee and all of the things like that, because, well, you're going to be needing it for this particular update. Indeed, you're gonna will. Because the time has come. We're finally going to play Baskerville. After all of the horrible things that I've said about it, it's time to face the beast itself. Honestly, well, yeah. If you're intending to watch this entire video, I'm just saying to you right now, just pause the video and get yourself really something to drink, because, well, you're going to be seeing this for a very long time. Basically, this room right here, you need to go to the other hand so that you can flip off those machines while making it so that the mummies cannot reach you using the conveyor belt. That seemed fun enough, right? Well, okay, it's pretty decent, but you're not gonna say the same thing whenever you'll have done this puzzle for about the 1000th time or something. I wish I was exaggerating, but unfortunately, this is really how this level works. They even put a lightning machine puzzle here for even no reason, and they just put Frankensteins down here just to seem menacing and adding a fake element of thrill. But oh boy, are they not fooling anyone. They certainly are not fooling anyone. So basically the whole gist of this level is that, well, there's going to be many recurring puzzles. You're going to be doing them for many time to come, and well, you're hoping that you eventually get the whole gist of it right, because you're gonna do these rooms a lot of time. Yeah, this is the whole thing. We have to go and switch those 3 machines off so that we can switch the one on the top off, and then we can open up each of these trapdoors separately so that we can finally get the key. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, just you wait until you see how long it will take to get to that one room, and well, the kind of rooms that you're gonna have to wait back every single time. Yup, this is going to be a laugh riot. And it also doesn't help that, well, this castle is also very hard. I mean, some of the puzzles in this level are pretty mean and all of this. And while the game do have some interesting puzzles, like this one, I do enjoy this room. But there are many rooms which unfortunately do not aspire for the same honors. Because, well, you'll see. But in my opinion, well, this castle pretty much does almost everything that is wrong with the level design into this game. Everything. But at least this room is not one of the mistakes that this level has. Like I said, this is one good room, so let's not waste it. Oh hey, I almost fucked. Oh yeah, I should still stay over here because I almost still fucked up because I can't keep track of anywhere that I'm going. So you're probably having an idea of what we're supposed to do into this room. Basically, we just need to lure every single one of these Frankensteins to these platforms so that they can shut off each one of these trapdoors so that you can get to the conveyor belt. But the thing is, they're going to keep switching them off and up and all of this. So you just need to do it one step at a time and hoping for them to get around so that they clear the way for you. The entire idea of this castle is having a lot of patience and hoping that, well, on your way back you're not gonna get killed, because it's also easy to die into this room because one of these Frankensteins is just going to close that one trapdoor when you're right over it. So basically the whole idea of this level is that, well, the traps in this level are just arranged in such a way that they're pretty much done into the way so that it will take as long as possible. That will be completely tedious and void of anything interesting. So here we go. That's Baskerville for you. a whole bunch of fun. Basically, we need to lure this Frankenstein all around the place so that he can switch off everything for us. But unfortunately, he's not too much of a nice fellow. He's really hard to lure around, and well, this puzzle can be pretty tricky. And well, once again, it's just not fun. Absolutely not. And if you fail to get him onto the right platform and whatnot, well, you just need to wait all the way back and forth from platforms. So I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to do it on my first try. It would be pretty nice. Oh hey, what do you know? I'm not gonna have to lure him again. It's pretty surprising considering that I didn't have any kind of practice whatsoever before I even started doing this video in the first place. Because there's no way you'd get me to play this level more than once or twice. And just to be a complete cocktease, they just decided to shut off the one which is at the top, the one where you need and all of this, so that, well, it almost gives you the illusion that once you're gonna have that done, everything will be smooth sailing, but I guess again, it's not going to be the case. Nothing is smooth sailing into this level. This room probably wins the award of being the single worst room of the entire game. And once again, I'm not doing any kind of hyperbole here. And I wish that you could go even higher than hyperbole. Because I wish I could highlight how much I hate this fucking room. I know that many people think that Let's Play should be all about convincing people that the game is fun and all of this, but fuck this room. Yeah, you're gonna have to go through this puzzle every single time, and once that he's done that, you need to wait for him to get all the way down here so that he can shut that off. Yeah, you know what? Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go get something to drink, so... Okay, keep watching! Oh, hey, what do you know? He's still not here. Hey. So, hey, I hope you didn't miss anything, because I didn't. So yeah, this room right here, we're gonna have to do it every single time. Holy shit. Okay, after all of this waiting, well... oh god, my heart is beating too fast right now. Okay, it's... okay. For 1 second. No, I'm over here. And it also doesn't help that you have to babysit those Frankensteins around. Usually, I'd like to think myself as a good babysitter, but, well, not today. So this is why you gotta entertain yourself this way. So yeah, if you had the idea to try yourself to toggle those trapdoors, well, guess what? You fucked up the entire room and you're probably gonna have to replay through the entire castle, unless that you're really good at tricking Frankensteins around. Another reason to hate this level. There are many rooms into this castle that, well, if you fuck up, you're gonna have to replay through the entire castle from the beginning, unless you have like unlimited lives so that you can get yourself out of the jam and whatnot. But, well, even if you had unlimited lives on, I'm pretty sure there are some rooms into this castle which can permanently fuck you over, and it's not like that these rooms are at the beginning of the castle. Some of them are really, really late in the castle, and this just further cements the fact that this level just hates you and everything that you stand for. So, yeah. Most of the time, yeah, what I was saying about into the other room as well. While most LPs usually make the person play the game by themselves, well, there are some times where it will instead make it so that they will never have to play the game themselves in the first place, because it's just going to save them many tears of frustration and whatnot. And this is basically the case of this video. So here we go, we finally cleared all of the way here, and now the top thing has just decided to light itself up just because. So now that we're done with all of this, well, I'm pretty much going to spare you a whole bunch of pain, and well, you know, we're just going to cycle through the entire rooms off camera so that, well, you're not gonna have to see any of this, but, well, you're probably gonna have an idea of how long the castle is. Oh, and I really, really like this room. Because, yeah. This is, once again, one of these rooms where there's just a slight glimpse of, oh, maybe you could solve this room and make it so that you never have to do it again. Oh, hey, everything is shut off, so... Oh... Yeah, this room is all about... Not this room, but this entire castle is all about instilling false hopes and, well, all of this jazz and all of this. And it's not like the kind of good jazz. This is really nasty jazz that just hates you and pierces you through the bone. So here we go. After all of this work, it's a good thing that we have to undo all of it. So, one way down, we finally managed to unlock one of the steps for the key. In 10 minutes. Well, the following cycles around the level are still going to be a lot shorter, but, well, that's still not enough. Because it just means you're gonna have to sit through this whole mundane, repetitive shit for many oh, I was just stranded here for a second, but yeah, many times. That's how long you're gonna spend doing all of this. So basically, once that we'll have left this room by dealing by those mummies, because yeah, you just need to have an idea of the kind of pain that you need to go through by going through the rooms for the second, the third, the fourth, and yeah, I think you have to do all of this like 4 different times. But anyway, it's time to fly through space and something like that. So, welcome back to this room. You're probably wondering, why am I making you sit through all of this again? Well, guess what? This is just in order to make you hate this room even more, because it's not even enough to stand right up here and just let the mummy or Frankenstein do work, because, yeah, if you're not at a horizontal enough distance, he's just going to start fucking ladders like a moron. So, yeah, you also need to move around and lure him around like a miniature retard or something. Okay, just for this 1 second, I thought that he was going to go back and forth for another time or something like that, and frankly, I'm not interested in that. Not at all. So here we go, one part of the room down, and now we just need to do nothing. So, alright, I guess yes. Yep. When I told you to bring a drink, the same applies for me. So, okay, you know what? Fuck this. Come on, get into the room. Okay, here we go. So, the warping through time and all of this will resume. No, don't wake me up. I'm fine the way I am right now. Oh yeah, I'm still playing. So welcome back. Might as well just bring it to a brand new room, because I just needed to showcase just a little something that can ruin your day even more. Because you know, you can just go around and do... Oh hey look, this mummy just decided to go around and trigger the thing, because if you're not careful around this room, well, basically this is what happened. Tragedies happen. Tragedies that make you lose a lot of time. And while I was preaching many updates earlier that this is not a game in which you should get angry because of its backtracking, because, well, that's a game which was made in 1984 and all of this, and, well, back then this is pretty much all you should expect, and just be grateful that, well, this game was still good even though there are many things which were still not perfect with the way the game is settled and all that, but, well, no, this castle is just unexcusable. I'm sorry, but this is just the way it is. And I'm pretty sure that most people who like this game also share my resentment against this level or something, because, well, there was a fan site that, well, some guy decided to do maps and walkthrough of all of the castle, and he basically said the same thing. This is the most annoying castle of the entire game because it's repetitive. You have to go through the rooms multiple times. It gets old really fast. Well, this is... stop fucking the ladder already. What have you got for or against ladder, you dirty monster? But yeah, pretty much everyone who enjoyed this game and played the game back when they were kids or... Oh, you fucking son of a bitch! Oh my god, why are you doing that to me, you poor feeble monster? You don't know what you're doing because you're too dumb. But you're breaking my heart. Alright, this is the biggest race of all time. Will Frankenstein win? Top finish! Okay, I think we can spare you the whole drift of this room. As well, then maybe this room, and for some reason the gun decided to stop shooting. But hey, at least the backtracking through here is a whole lot less painless. So yeah, just in case you were wondering about the kind of things that I was doing off camera, well, you've been having a pretty good approximate. And we're still gonna do another last merry-go-round of the place. Now, who am I kidding? Yeah. But once that we're gonna have to do that, the way to the green key will finally be paved, and we're just gonna have to circle around the castle an entire time so that we can get the green key, and hopefully be done with all of this. Because, well, I'm not really sure because it's been a while since I played the second half of the level and whatnot, but I don't know. I don't remember if the second half is better or not. I guess we'll see. Woo! They were just sliding around with style. Never knew that mummies had style. That's a first. So here we go. Let's hear it for a last symphony. I don't even know why I even took that precaution, but anyway, we have the green key at our grasp, but we're still gonna have to reach around and whatnot in order to finally do something. So we need to go through that room another time, just in case that you forgot how to go through it. This is how you do it. Get all the mummies in the direction, flip the switch, and then finally get a western accent. Because this is what Baskerville is all about. Making you go crazy. So, alright, once that we're gonna go into this room, well, you've pretty much seen all of the padding and all whatnot that you have to do, so here we go. Next time that we zoom in and go back to our station, we'll have the key. At last! Welcome back, but why don't we have the key? Because, well, I just wanted to remind you that this room existed. Because I put so much emphasis on this blue room with the Frankenstein that you have to wait on for about half an hour that you probably forgot that these rooms even existed. But, yep. Anyway. Oh, you're probably wondering, oh no, not this room again. But, well, this is the last time that we need to go through it, and well, I was kind of curious, so we're just going to go through it and see how long it takes. Basically, when we entered this room, we were at 27 minutes, 31 seconds, so let's see how long it takes. Okay, I've already cheated time here, but well, who cares? Because, well, even though this is still going to be faulted at some point, we can already know that this room will take way too much time. So here we go. Now we can get the awesome denouement at very slow speed. Or fast, but I don't know. This is still way too slow. But yeah, I'm expecting... Yeah, this room takes over a minute and a half. Talk about this being ridiculous. And we needed to go there like 5 or 6 times. But at least we're finally going to be done with this shithole. But yeah, we're only done with the half of the castle and we're already 30 minutes in. By the time that we're that we'll finally have the green key. Well, we're still going to be a long time into the castle. Yeah, all of this time circling around 8 rooms that surround a 9th room in which you have to flip 3 switches and then have to redo this whole thing every single time. Isn't that a great idea for a castle? This is such a great idea. You cannot stress how much I like this castle. But at least we're finally going to stop hating on these rooms. Goodbye, mummies. I'll never miss you, because even though you look so friendly with your hugging stance, you still are artless jerks. And you're still way too fat. Here we go. Green key is in our possession, and now, well, at least we don't need to go too far in order to use it. So here we go. We're gonna go on new unexplored territory. Oh, hey, I didn't even need to do this edit earlier because, well, you still see this room anyway. I completely forgot you went through this room into a new way. So here we go, new content after half an hour. And at least this room is pretty fun because, well, you just can use yourself as a gun once again. The gun. Oh boy. Bad Hades reference is my forte. Or something. I don't even remember when this movie even was made, but yeah, we need to kill all of the Frankensteins in our first visit through the room, because otherwise things are not going to be too good. And why did I even do that? I'm starting to see force fields in places where they don't belong. So we get our red key right here. One of these days I'm gonna stop saying green key all of the time. So, alright. Let's see how well... Fuck me. It's the same fucking shit over and over again. Only though, well, you'd think... Well, there's only 3 of those things this time around, so you're going to be done with this room faster, but... No. It's a terrible lie. In fact, the second half of the level is even longer than the other one that preceded it, and well... We're going to see exactly how it did, and basically I'm gonna have to go back to this other room because I unfortunately don't remember too well what you're even supposed to do here. Okay, so basically we need to shut off both of the machines here so that we can progress forward. Wow, that's one hell of an ominous teleporter machine. And do I need to remind you, every single time that we're going to go through this room, we're gonna have to do this. Synchronizing all of those Frankensteins all together and whatnot. But yeah, you're gonna have to shut off both of these machines and do this every single time because you've probably already figured out that, well, the switch which is just at the bottom is going to undo everything that you've just did. Yeah. So basically, yeah, you think you will be free from the horrible cycle of repetition, but no, the second half of the level is exactly the same. Only though that, well, the puzzles are far more fiendish. For instance, this room right here. This is probably one of the hardest force field based puzzles of the entire game. Basically, you need to do that exactly this way because you can fumble them in like only one run. You barely have enough time, you're not allowed to fuck up at all. Yeah, see how much of a close call this was, but hey, what do you know, you have to do it like 3 times in a row because we sure like to repeat the same things over and over again, but still, at least this is one of those rooms that still manage to provide a glimpse of hope from all of the horrible tedium that this level mostly is. And even then this room still overstays its welcome because you shouldn't have to do this like 3 times. Run, little buddy! Oops, no. Basically, we're gonna have to lure this gun around the correct way because there's no way for us to use it. Because the people who crafted these castles are evil bastards. So this is why you don't forget this red key, so that you can open up this door, because, well, we're gonna have to do this all over again, except on a different looking room. And yeah, you'd think that, well, hey, why do you have a yellow key? Yeah, well, we got it at the first half of the level. I think this is one of the only levels where there's like 2 different things or something. Yeah. 2 different keyholes for the same key or something. Yeah, this is the only level in the game which does that, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this room, you're gonna have some force field puzzle into this room, but you're also gonna have the fun of opening this door first. But hey, at least you don't have to do the long thing every single time that you're going to go through this room. So, hey, what do you know? This is already an improvement. But you're still gonna have to climb a shit ton of floors before you'll finally be able to reach your goal. And at this point, yeah, what could I possibly even talk about? I don't even know what to say anymore. This entire castle is just draining my will to do commentary. So, you like melodies? I sure do. Because, well, at least it's always nice to get some of these melodies. It's always a good way to ease your way through a level, especially ones that are just as long as this one. And don't forget to enter this room, because, well, otherwise you're not gonna have a second chance if you slip off. Oh, and this room right here, it's very amusing, but once again, this is a room you're going to get tired of so quick. Because you might be thinking, okay, we're almost finally up to getting one of those things in the green room done, but no. Because the thing is, in order to circle around the level and all of this, well, instead of just being a journey where you have the blue room and all of this, instead, you're gonna have to go through a series of recurring puzzles before you're finally able to go back to the blue room where it all started. So while we're done into this room, we're still a long way from being even back into this room, because we have to go through this puzzle right here, as well as this other one. Basically, we're gonna have to go through a multitude of passes through this room, and every single time you need to go through this maze of, well, it's not really a maze because there's only one way, but basically this is a shooting range with you as the test subject. And while it's pretty tempting to go fast and all of this, you still should take your time, because you never know when you're going to climb onto a laser and die. And at this point, it's not a good thing to die. Well, I don't think it's a good thing to die in any room in this game, but especially not into a castle in which dying will take you so much time so that you can get back anywhere. So here we go, we're gonna have to lure every single one of these mummies out of their boxes, but, well, since there's no way to avoid them, we need to retreat so that we can use the gun to kill them. But yeah, once again, we're gonna have to do this. And this applies for both of the recurring puzzles that we're going to go through into the next 2 rooms, so you better get used to do this, because you're gonna do this a lot. But hey, at least this is slightly interesting, unlike, well, you know, the blue room. But the thing is, you still have to go through this room way too much. And after that, you have to go through the other room too. Baskerville. We make our puzzles and rooms more and more boring, one room at a time. Because it really takes a kind of special thing so that you can make the backtracking into this game unbearable, because there's just so much of it. But they've managed to do it. Don't know why, and frankly, I'm not sure I care much. Okay, we need to outrun this gun, because getting shot at this point, once again, it's a pretty bad idea, but hey, what do you know, we're still gonna have to wait for this gun to lower so that we don't have an immediate death sentence upon entering the top room again. So, yeah, you don't need to see all of this. Time to do some editing magic. Bleh. I am just like this mummy on the lower platform up here. It's walking, it's still, and now it's going to die. Ugh. So now that we've cleared this way, it's time that we tackle the other room, which is just right ahead. But yeah, this is pretty much the room that I hate the most into the entire castle. Not because, well, it's as tedious as the blue room has been or anything like this, no. It's bad for a brand new reason, and well, you're going to see why, because I really think this is the most cruel thing to come out of this entire castle. So, just in case you didn't pay attention to the time, yeah, we're now 39 minutes into this level, and well, I'm just going to show you what happens when you when you get one of this Frankenstein. Oh, let's get out of here. Yep. That's what happens. Basically, you need to rush to the trapdoor, which is just in front of the Frankenstein, to turn it on and then have him turn it off. And if you forget to do this, congratulations. You've managed to render the level impossible, unless you have unlimited lives, so that you have to kill yourself every single time you end up in this room, so that you eventually get access to the blue room again. So, with that said, you have to kill yourself and restart the entire castle. Good work. But thankfully, we have emulator magic working in our side, so I decided to make a save state. But this is still the most horrible thing you do to anyone. Because, yeah, the Frankenstein is blocking the way, so it's not like you can even turn it back off. It's a one-way journey to your death. And to you just giving up on the castle, because this is just an awful thing to do to the player, considering they're like 40 minutes into your level. That sucks anyway. So, since nobody probably wants to see the shooting range again, guess what? Okay, after everything that we've done, guess what? It's finally sort of a return to civilization after going through this whole cycle of room for the first time. But we still have one sizable obstacle to go through. Another part of waiting. This is what you shouldn't do, and this is what needs to be done into this level more and more. Waiting. Because obviously, in order to avoid this gun, you're just gonna have to bring it all the way up here, then it's a race to the finish. Only though that, well, there are those things in the way that you need to clear just to add excitement. Aren't you thrilled yet? I am. So after going through all of this, well, guess what? We can finally open up one of the conveyor belts that will open up the way to the blue key that we need in order to exit this level. So we can go back to the room where we shot mummies with the gun earlier. And yeah, it also should be worth noted, just in case that you didn't see it, that this room was just as dickish as the other one was with the lightning machines and all of this, because, well, the one that you need to turn off to get access to the conveyor belts is just lit off for a short instant, just as you've managed to switch off everything else. And also, whenever it comes to this room, you just can't barge in at the inopportune moment or something. You need to wait that the Frankensteins are placed into locations where they're not gonna kill you whenever you'll get back into their side of the door and whatnot. So not only this puzzle is kinda lengthy, but, well, once that all of the Frankensteins are out, it requires some good precision and timing so that you don't end up getting killed. Although it usually shouldn't be too hard to get down in all of this, but well, that's still way too long. After going through all of this cycle for like many times, you'd expect at least that the puzzles will be kinda nice or something, but oh no, they are not. This castle hates you. And it turns out pretty well because, well, I hate this castle as well, so everyone is happy. So alright, it's time to tango around this room. Must try to stay awake. Almost done with castle. Then you deserve sleep. Or something. So here we go. We have turned off all of the things. But that's not enough because we still need to flip all of the switches again to get to the key. Okay, that's okay. It still means we need to cycle around the level a final time, and well, just because it's been a while, because well, just see how much the playthrough or time or something advanced. It's been a while since we've been doing that. So, since there is only one cycle around the level that needs to be done, well, I'm just going to do it. Just because, well, I need to pretty much remind everyone of what kind of misery that you're going through whenever you're going through this castle in the first place. So basically, the reason why I hate this level more than I cannot hate this level more than Baskerville. This is a contradiction. You cannot not make sense at this moment. But, what did I even wanted to say? This castle is just so fucking boring that I have random trains of thought and then I just keep forgetting what I even want to think about or say. Oh yeah, the reason why I keep thinking that, well, this level is just worse than Romania and all of this is that, well, the reason why Romania was so long was mainly because of all of the walking. But in modern elevators, yeah, Vice C64 is an elevator. But yeah, emulators nowadays just can make it so that you can speed up parts of the game and whatnot and make it so that it's a snap to go to places that are so repetitive and all of this, considering that in Romania all you had to do is to walk in straight lines, but well, you will try to do such a room with speed up, you would have a great laugh riot. Because basically we're setting up all of the trapdoors this way so that we can make sure that we're gonna go into a straight line, otherwise, well, we're just going to fuck up, because see how close this is. You're not allowed any kind of mistake. This is why this castle is so boring. You have to keep repeating the same puzzles over and over again, and since they're pretty tough, well, the level is both boring and incredibly wearing. You play this level and you basically get tired. Just because you keep doing the same thing, but it's still challenging, so you just can't zone out completely and just kinda hang up on your chair or something. Just kinda hanging in there and just chilling out. No, you can't. Because you actually need to concentrate to do this level. And this is just not a good mix at all. Boringness and toughness should never mix. That's the first rule of game design that I've been told, even though I don't make games in the first place. But still, I know better than this. I know better than make a level in which you have to keep repeating around the same 9 rooms over and over again for so long, because yeah, this is the reason also why this level sucks. Because both halves of the level are completely disconnected from each other. Once that you've gone through the first 9 rooms and get the green key, you're never gonna go into the 9 previous rooms of the level again. So this castle is basically like 2 castles just stuck into one, just to make it feel like long or epic, but the only thing it's epic in, it's pretty much its horribleness. There's really no redeeming qualities to this castle at all. Except maybe for that room with the Frankensteins that flipped off trapdoors and basically made it so that, well, you needed to carefully step through it to make sure that you don't die. That room at least was pretty cool. But the fact that you have to press buttons and all of this for so long, and this is pretty much the main occupation that you have through this level, is just... wow. That's just amazing. Yeah, we need to do this every single time, just in case that you forgot. This is just so wonderful that you have to go through so many rooms in order to do the same repetition and all of this. This is almost like working into a factory. And while some of the levels kind of gave off that impression, but were still pretty fun to play, this level, well, not too much. I should go and Google up and see if there are factories that are named Baskerville. Well, I probably will as soon as I will have to pause the videos and all of this, so that will. Because, well, I'm not going to show you the trek back to the exit door once this will be done, because, well, I'm already showing you the kind of things that we need to go through every single time. Basically, once that we're gonna have the blue key, we're going to be standing next to the blue door and just celebrate. Celebrate our triumph against the shittiest fucking level of the entire game. That will be one long-lived triumph indeed. And that will be indeed one great triumph, because once that will be done with that one level, at least pretty much every single level that is left to play will have at least some good quality associated to it. Except maybe Double Cross, because that level is also pretty bad, but there are ways that you can speed up the castle tremendously, and while the intended way to play the level is really not that great, at least the rooms and the way the castle is built is really nice, but the main gimmick behind the level is just horrendous. But hey, at least you can make the entire gimmick of the level completely irrelevant, because, well, you will see in due time. So, it doesn't look like much, but hey, we're back into this room. I'm surprised that I even had anything to say during all of this period, but I guess this is what you get for pretty much playing off camera for 15 consecutive minutes, and basically you just have some time to think about stuff that you're actually going to say. Oh, I'm so tempted to shoot myself right now, but I just won't because, well, we're almost done, so it's really not the way that we should take in order to carry on with our dreams of escaping from this castle. Yeah, this is what everyone's dream is, to get out of this shithole and eventually grow up to be a responsible adult wearing a pink shirt in a world full of shit. So we never believe we will get to this, but here we go. This is the end. This is the end, the best end. This is the end, my best end. My best end. Okay. Somebody take my pulse, please. I'm about to die of happiness. And a puke green castle celebrates my escape at 1 hour 4. La 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 la. Wow! Yeah, I'm sorry. That was just my excitement dance of finally going through this fucking shit heap of a castle. It's finally done, and thus we'll never hear about Baskerville ever again. And thus the rest of this LP will be good. Because almost all of the remaining levels are levels that I like, so this is why we should be looking forward to the rest. So here we go, that was Baskerville. I hope you appreciated this masterpiece of boredom and whininess of my part. I apologize, but there was not a whole lot I could do to make this video any interesting, so I hope you still enjoyed anyway, and well, I'm gonna lead you to the oddly appropriate music.